Good evening, and welcome to the Liberian Diaspora Forum weekly show. Our guest tonight is the Honorable President of the Union for Liberian Associations in Americas, Honorable Gaye Sleh. Honorable Sleh is a 1982 graduate of St. Christopher's Catholic High School in Kakata, Magibi County, Liberia. He is a prominent son of Grand Jita County. Honorable Sleh holds a Master's of Science degree in Criminal Justice from the Chicago State University in Chicago, Illinois. He also holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in Criminal Justice and Corrections from the same university. Honorable Sleh is certified as a counselor by the Illinois Alcohol and Other Drugs Abuse Professional Certification Association. Obviously, his qualification far exceed what we have here. But for the purposes of this program, we have decided to narrow it down to that. And by all means, the Honorable himself shall have the privilege, to expand on that if he so desire. So, Honorable Sleh, without much delay, we want to thank you for coming. Sleh, I apologize if I mispronounce your name once in a while. So I want to thank you for coming on the program, and without further delay, I'd like to turn the floor over to you so that you may speak to our audience about the status of the union, as you please. And from there, we will open up the questioning lines. We'll go from there. So thank you, and welcome to the Liberian Diaspora Forum, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Moderator and members of your managing team, for inviting me on here tonight. It's a pleasure being here with all of you. Well, in reference to my introduction, I think you did a great job, so there will be no need to go back in echoing what you said.
Thank you.
Okay, in reference to the forum discussion tonight, we'll be speaking according to what was posted on the past, present, and future of ULAA, as well as the issue of dual citizenship. As all of you on this conference, or most of you on this forum here tonight may know, ULAA was formed back in 1974 as a group of Liberian students who came abroad to study. And this group was organized to promote their welfare of Liberians here and at home, and also to advocate for Liberians in the diaspora and at home as well. And in the 70s and 80s, 90s, we saw a lot of those advocacy that took place in Liberia from our founding fathers. So at the time, and they did a great job in representing the union. In 2004 and 2005 convention, under the administration of Dr. Watson, the union decided to add to its advocacy role a service-providing component. And that component has been worked on and has achieved a 501c3 status as part of the union. So now the union, recognizing the change in demographics, the change in Liberians in the diaspora and at home, the need for service providing was very necessary. So at present, the union is undertaking both advocacy and service providing. I came to the realm of this union in October of last year. And that election was called a special election as a result of the quote-unquote some elements or some members of the union who were not satisfied with the 2008 election result, which was legitimate, but from their understanding, they were not satisfied with the result and decided to take another route. And the eminent council, the past leaders of ULAA, headed by Maria Reed Carpen, intervened, and at the end of their intervention, they made a proposal. Their findings, which were rectified by the union chapters, that there should be a special election so that everyone can move forward. I mean, credit also goes to Anthony P. Kessley, who was then the president of the union. He accepted the eminent council findings, which were also rectified by the member chapter of the union. And the special election was called. At the time, I was vice president to Anthony Kessley. He decided not to contest in that race. So, as the vice president to him, second in command, I felt it very important that I step to the plate and take on the leadership once I can enjoy the mandate of the people. And of course, I was given the mandate by the people in Washington, D.C. on October 1, 2011, when I came to office. And since I came to office, I say the union is going strong. The union is doing well. We have embarked on several developments, and we have other features development too as well. As we all know, the issue of the DED or immigration issue, which is still a burning desire of the union, to making sure that no Liberian is deported, which was strongly imposed during the eminent Emmanuel Wetty administration. The Liberian was granted an 18-month extension from TPS to DED. And later on, when President Obama came to office, we also went back and got another extension. And that issue will be coming up next March. We are working on that. We have our chairman who is consulting with different advocacy organizations. The Honorable Sleh, Sam Sleh in Philadelphia is working on that. We communicate regularly. So we are taking care of that to make sure that Liberians here are okay. Also, coming to the dual citizenship issue, it is a very touching and very popular topic these days in the diaspora. Everyone is popping up. But the union is spearheading the dual citizenship piece under the chairmanship of Emmanuel Wetty, Eminent Wetty. And we are planning to have an all-Liberian dual citizenship conference come December 7th and 8th of this year in Washington, D.C., which will be expecting all of you on here tonight and those who are not on here tonight, those who have interest in the issue to be there. Other development that we have undertaken, if you notice, the union have a new and improved active website, which you can access by going to ULAA lib.org, and you will see some of the things we are doing. At the just ended convention, 38th Assembly, the union provided full scholarship in the first time in the history of the union, gave full scholarship in the United States to Liberians going to college. We also have acquired a library space in Monroeville at the National Archive Center on 12th Street and Tubman Boulevard in St. Louis, which we are in the process of soliciting books, computers, decks to furnish the library as well. And it will be turned over to the Liberian government for public use. And future plans, we plan to also establish recreational centers in Monrovia. In the library project, eventually after Monrovia, we plan to move into the various counties and identify government high schools that will be able to furnish with books so that students will have access to those things. But again, I don't want to keep going on. I know you have a lot of questions, and I will pause here for now, and I will entertain your questions, and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability, and I hope I will be able to address all of your concerns as you took time out to be here tonight.
Thank you, Honorable Sleh. We want to profoundly thank you once again for joining us here at the Liberian Diaspora Forum tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it well. That was the president of the Union for Liberian Associations in America, Honorable Sleh. He just made a brief remark about the status of the union, and so I will now open your question line. If you have any question, comment, concern that the Honorable needs to address, by all means, please dial *61 on your phone, and your question will register over here, and we will open up your line so you can make your voice heard. The other thing that I've done tonight, I noticed that some people call my attention to the fact that sometimes they listen to the show at work. They don't have the time to talk because they're at work. And so tonight, I'm also providing the cell phone number. If you need to text a question in, we will be more than happy to accept that. You may text your questions to 612-203-3820. Or if you are working at work by computer, you can talk. Email your question to Liberian Diaspora Forum at live.com. I have that email account open here as well. So you got multiple ways of asking questions tonight. So I don't see why you can't ask a question tonight. So with that said, honestly, I want to thank you once again for coming onto the show, and some of the things that I really had in mind. You touched most of it, the library project and the website. Actually, interestingly, every information I got was taken off the website, so that's an attestation to the fact that the website is indeed, doing great. Your administration, has really done well in that regard. So now, I don't know whether all of the information on the website are up to date, but if they are, through the website, I learned that at present, the ULAA has only 17 chapters. If that is correct, I'm baffled. So why? 1974 for an organization as old as ULAA, why is the membership so low? Why don't we have more than 17 chapters? Or let me paraphrase that. What are the requirements for becoming a member? And I'm sure there are Liberians in more states than 17 states. So you got something to say to that, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. Just a little correction. We have 18 chapters in the union as we presently speak. The union, as we all know it, is an organization of chapters. It's a membership organization. We, as a union, we have regional vice presidents who are working in various regions, who are reaching out and spreading the word of the union to the other states in the west, the south, the east, and the north, so that they could come on board to join the union. I mean, of course, everyone has their own perception of the union. And as a group to come in, or for a state to come in, they have to be able to talk to their chapters, talk to their members, make sure the members agree before they can become a part of the union. Even my state, for a long time, they were not part of the union until I became president of Illinois in 2003, and I was able to sell the union to my people that we have to join the larger group. We have to look at the big picture. And if everyone in the various states in the United States can try to look at the big picture, I think we'll have a much larger union. But each state has a reason why some of them are still withholding, but we are doing the best we can do. We have reached out to many other states, and before my tenure is over, we are looking at increasing that number to about 20 or more chapters in the union.
Thank you. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we have the president of ULAA. If you have any question, he's made his introductory remark about the past, present, and the future of ULAA. as he sees it. So if you have any question, comment, concern at this time, please dial *61 on your phone, and I will see your number come up here, and I'll open up your line, so you may have a say in this all important conversation here. So thank you for that brief response. I appreciate that. For that, that reminds me though, about the nomenclature of ULA, the Association of Liberian, Union of Liberian Association. So you would think that just by that nomenclature, ULA should not have to go after, people, chapters. Instead, they should be the other way around. But never mind. Don't comment on that. I'll take the first question here, and then I'll try to paraphrase that later, and we'll get there. Your name, I believe, is Yuma Faya. I hope I'm saying it right. Where are you calling from, and your question, sir?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Mine is just a little comment.
Where are you calling from, sir?
From Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think on the question about why the union has just limited number of chapters vis-a-vis the amount of states we have in the U.S., I would say if you watch pretty much our demographics, the way Liberians or Africans settle, they actually go to where maybe they have friends, family members. In other words, you will see that we have so many states in America. If you watch the conglomeration of Africans where they settle, you will not find many Liberians actually in Maine. You will not find most of them in other states. So I think this union, maybe from the beginning, people were recruiting where you found so many of us. So that does not suggest that, we can't form chapters in other areas, but I don't think we may have that numerical power, really. In all cities, go to Hawaii, go to this other area here, and think we're going to get the same number of support pretty much Liberians have. I just wanted to make that comment.
Thank you, and your opinion is well taken. I agree with that. I totally agree that our people are not spread up in every part of this country, so no one should expect to have a Liberian organization in every part of this country. That's a fair remark to make. If you just join us, *61 is what you need to dial. *61 is what you need to dial on your phone to have a say in this conversation again. So I was I'll take the next question here. I don't know if it's Toph, T-O-T-H, Toph George. Where are you calling from, and your question for the president?
Yeah, this is George. I'm calling from Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh, welcome to the forum.
Yeah, just to add to what the gentleman from Ohio was saying, there are other Liberian chapter, Liberian community across the U.S. that some of them are members of the union, and most of them have that negative perspective on the ULA. There are other Liberian community, for example, in Kentucky, Liberian community of Tennessee. We have tried to engage some of the community to register and be part of ULA, but most of the leaders in the community, they always think that the ULA people, they want to causing problem in Liberia, and they don't want for their organization or their community part of it. And one of the questions most of them normal pose, what do we get from other ULA? What do we get from other ULA? And so these are things, but if you listen to the president in the doctor comment he made, ULA have made a lot of tremendous effort in Liberia to try to reshape the political and economic dimension in Liberia. But people didn't see this thing. They want to look at big result. As a result, most of them get a negative perspective about ULA in various Liberian communities across the diaspora. I just want to make that clear.
Thank you, and that brings us to a very important point, if I may say. If people have negative perception of ULA, so I guess the question then becomes, how do we improve the image of ULA, and how did that even come to be the case in the first place? If you have any comment on that, otherwise I will take the next caller here. So how do people come to have negative perception of an institution that is as old as ULA, that has served our people so well in some regard, in many people's opinion? So how do we go down this route?
Okay, thank you very much. As individuals, we all have our own perception. Most people that I speak to about the union in terms of negative perception, where they drew their negativity from, mostly people I spoke to, is they tie it with individuals. I mean, we have an organization, but if an individual left the union today and went to Liberia and did anything wrong, they will attach that to the entire institution. I mean, we know individuals who are part of ULAA who went to Liberia and did what they wanted to do. But the union did not send them. The union did not finance them to go and do what they had to do in Liberia. So that's one area where the negative is coming from. And a lot of our people, too, they don't understand when we say the word advocacy, because most of the advocacy work that we have done in Liberia is in dealing with the Liberian government. So because of the engagement, constant engagement with the Liberian government, most other Liberians who are not aware of the work of the union feel that the union is political. So this is why this administration is raising the bar, is reaching out to a whole lot more chapters. In fact, in August of this year, we had the first national ULAA Young Adult Conference, because the young adults, too, they were not too involved with the union. So we had the first national Young Adult Conference. And at that conference, after the conference, I mean, their momentum is high. They have increased their knowledge of the union, and now they are getting more and more involved. And in fact, it's all about education, and that's what we are doing through our regional leaders, through our board members and other chapters in other states. We are engaging them and even in offering to go and hold a town hall meeting. Speaking of Tennessee, I just spoke to the former president over there, and she told me she's currently the president of Lofa County Association now. So she will be putting me in connection with the group in Knoxville, Tennessee, where we will make a trip to hold a town hall meeting and educate them. I'm also working on going to Kentucky that you may mention of earlier, where we can hold town hall meetings. So we have to do these things to help educate the masses, help educate the people, so they will understand where the union is coming from. I mean, and what is happening, it is not unique just to ULAA, why ULAA is going after these people. Even in your very own community, Liberians will move in there and they will say that, I don't know, they have a Liberian community in this area. The Liberian community will not come look for you. You should find them, but on the other way, Liberians tend to relax and let the organization go and find them. But for the union, we don't have a problem. If you don't come to us, we will come to you, educate you, answer your questions, and hopefully you will be able to understand the union perspective and get on board.
Well, sir, thank you, Mr. President. I'll take the next caller here. Mr. Sekou Kene, where are you calling from, and your question for the president?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Sekou Kene calling from Minnesota. I would like to say thank you to our guest tonight for coming on. Mr. Sleh, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. For the past years, I have followed many of the discussions and the back and forth on this ULAA issue. And during the presidency of Brother Anthony Kesley, you was the vice president. And there was a lot of disagreement from the other end, which led to a special election, as you referred to, in Washington, or Maryland, if you will. And after that election, up to this point, there were some people who still have some problem based on the fact that they're saying that you are in fact no different from Brother Anthony Kesley, since in fact you were the vice president. That you have that everything you're doing is coming from Brother Anthony Kesley. What do you have to say about that? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. So, in other words, your administration is being remotely controlled by Brother Anthony Kesley, the former president. What do you have to say about that, sir?
Well, thank you very much. That's a good question. But the question are those who are indicating such accusation, they are completely wrong. This administration, of course, is independent. This administration have qualified leaders who are leading this union. and there's no way that we can carry on operation by remote control. I mean, when I came to office, in fact, James Lazar was one of the first person that night when I won the election to call to congratulate me. And I told him when I get back to Chicago, we would talk. When I got back to Chicago, I make it my business not just to reach out to Lazar alone, but to reach out to other individuals who we felt still had the reservation, like Bernard Graham and Roberta Rachi, all those people. We reached out to them. I called them and we talked, and they promised to get back to me. In fact, if you look at my administration, I have other people who contested against me, like John Talley, who ran for the position and was not fortunate to get it. But now he's working in this administration. I reached out to him, and he's now the co-chair on the Ways and Means Committee. I have other members from the other camps at the time, and now there's no more camp. We are all one, and I have reached out to everyone to get involved, and I'm getting positive responses. So maybe you were able to talk to just one side, but if you do a cross survey, I think you will have other feeling too that this administration is very much independent and is focused on doing what it has on its agenda and on its platform.
Thank you. Once again, if you have any question, comment, or concern, by all means, please dial *61, and we will open up your line so you can have a say in this all-important conversation. Now, as you all know, when we started the show, I had given an email address and a cell phone number for those who may have question or comment, concern, and I've get a few questions from our email line, and someone wrote that recently there was imagery of some notebook distribution in Harper, Liberia, by a ULAA official. Clearly, this official has no association to your administration. If it does, do you care to comment on that? What do you know about? Do you have any representation in Harper? The person wrote. So, do you know anything about a recent distribution of notebooks somewhere in Harper by a different version of your organization, sir?
Well, okay. Thank you very much. But this is a free society. I mean, especially with us in Liberian, we tend to abuse the network of internet. I mean, I can leave from here today or be in my own living room and claim to be anything I want to claim and say anything I want to say. Whether there's any validity to that, it will have yet to be proven. As far as I'm concerned, there is one union, and this union, under my administration, we have not undertaken a project in Harper, Maryland County. So if you get any communication, you will see if you go to our website, our developments are there. If you go to other publications from us, you will be able to see that these things are coming from us. There may be other perpetrators out there, but we're not going to be in a business to try to track down perpetrators. If anyone has issues, they will come to the union, they will come to the convention, and then we'll be able to address it. But like I said earlier, those who have reservation of the union, I engage them, and they plan to get back to me. More than once, I try to talk to them, and they plan to get back to me, and I have yet to hear from them. As far as notebook issues concerned in Harper, this union, the union that we know, the one union of the diaspora community, has not undertaken any project in Harper.
Thank you. I'll take my next caller here. So if you're just joining us, please dial *61. We have the Honorable President of ULAA online tonight. We are very privileged to have him. So I'll take the next question. Now, my next caller, your name didn't come with your number, so I will call the last 4 digits of your number, and which happens to be 5753 5753. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question. 5753.
My name is Francis Duana. And
welcome, Mr. Francis Duana. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I'm calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Welcome.
Just want to add to what the president is saying. regarding the membership of the organization, I would like to project here for the benefit of the organizers of this important forum that ULAA, in fact, is a membership organization. We have not, at any point in time, indicated that
Francis, you are very low.
Oh, are you getting me now?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah,
hold on.
Try to okay, I think that's much better. Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
sir.
what I was saying that.
Yeah.
I hope I'm better now.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, what the president is saying is that ULAA is a membership organization, and that we would like for everyone to understand that we will hope that every Liberian will be a member of ULAA through an established organization or chapter. Unfortunately, that is not the case as yet. And ULAA does not intend to and will not at any point in time force any membership on any Liberian citizen. So to be a member of ULAA, it has to be done on a willing basis. The question regarding control factor, I don't know where my brother got that information that, in fact, this administration is being controlled from outside or by outside influence. I don't know where my brother just got that information from, but as the president indicated, we have cooperative engagement in the fabric of ULAA. You will, if you have been following development in the organization, every former president of the organization is adequately settled in a organ of the union referred to as the Council of Eminent Persons. The current leader does and will, in fact, get advice at any point in time he wants to from these eminent persons. To that extent, yes, the administration is open to advice, but it will only be in the form of advice and nothing more than that. I just wanted to add that. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Duana. Thank you for that clarification, for that addition, if you will. I will take the next caller. I believe that's Yuma Fire. He called earlier. I believe Mr. Fire, welcome back to the forum. What's your question this time or comment, sir?
Okay, well, thank you very much. Not to just sound so redundant. I think we were talking about somebody who representing union, I think in Maryland County. I think the president elaborated that. I mean, well, except that I wanted to add another piece that I have direct information on. You see, there's nothing actually taking place about giving Kafumba in that Maryland County there, because we have our few friends like Kalabanga Do who just sought employment there, and a few other guys are teaching over there. What the guys are doing is that in order to to spread that rumors of divided union, they're still doing their little petty propaganda. It's very not grand. I mean, I'm aware of that. And if you remember, there was a picture, in fact, taken. I don't mean to bring the Honorable Foreign Minister. I don't want to quote him here. But if you saw the Honorable Foreign Minister on that picture with him and Grant and the President, I think it was Roosevelt Gasoline JG who went there to meet, and this guy just managed to get through, and there was nothing of a union ever discussed there. But he still used that propaganda photo and say, ULAA means so and so, but would never discuss any item that was discussed there, because ULAA of that nature would never even feature. As you saw when President Gaye Sleh met Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, you saw it on their website. So these are the kind of propaganda something we are dealing with. And about Telegalians, it's very honest. People who advance this kind of stuff, first of all, tells me they don't understand how the union operates. Because if you were there, I mean, if you pretty much got some information last year, for those of us who were in that administration, the issues were actually debated. And in fact, for some of you who lay here, you saw how Cassidy and I at some point we differed. Because in order for decision to come out, it's not just one person. It's something that members of national administration have to take vote on. So when it passed through, if Cassidy is that powerful to control the union, I would say, hey, I don't know why we can't make him president. But I would tell you that no, this union is not being pulled by any factor because we all represent different regions and different sectors of our organizations. So I just want to make that comment.
Thank you. Just before I take the next caller here, well, you know, looking at this issue from a different angle, though, and forgive me if I get my facts wrong here. Honestly, I don't know this person. As a matter of fact, this was a question that came through our email line. But I mean, if someone loves, you know, Femusa, you know, I mean, Femusa will be my guest next week. That's why. But I mean, if someone loves ULAA to the extent where they go out of their way, you know, to distribute capital in the name of, you know, the institution, you know, and took photos of that and display that on the internet, shouldn't we find a way to reach out to them if they truly want to be a part? And of course, like I said, I don't know what, you know, what else is going on, but if they truly love the organization, they want to be a part, shouldn't we find a way to communicate with them to see if, in fact, we can make them a part so that they can represent us there? Mr. President?
Okay, thank you very much. Think you listened to me earlier and a few other comments that came in after me. You know, we cannot twist anyone's arm to be a part of this union. As I mentioned to you, I have reached out to other brothers. I named them. I think one of the speakers did mention Bernard Grimes. And we all know Bernard Grimes was one of those that I called him personally, you know, to invite him to come back to the union so we can sit down, we can talk, and see how we can honorably bring him back to the union. And he promised to get back to me. And on several occasions, I reached out to him. And that's the best I can do is to only reach out to everyone. As the president of this union is to reach out to folks or to everyone to be a part of this union. We cannot make anyone to come back to this union. If you choose to go out there and perpetrate, I mean, that will be strictly on your own. I mean, so the union is here. It's everyone's union. It's open for everyone. Through your chapter, become active in your chapter, you can become a member of the union. But if you choose not to be active in your chapter and want to go out there and do things you want to do and perpetrate, I mean, it's nothing. We don't have any control over there. And you know the media network, you know, no one has control. Like I mentioned earlier, you can be anywhere and shoot an email out. Oh, ULAA just gave $10 billion to the Liberian government or wherever it is, you know. It's gone. It's gone. Everybody reading that, and they will have their own decision to make. Again, we cannot twist anyone's arm to come to be part of the union. If you want to perpetrate, it's strictly up to you. But the union is open. The union is here for everyone. And to come to the union, you have to come through your local chapters, which is already part of the union. And then
thank you, Mr. No, thank
then the information there's OLM. There's OLM that he can come through to be part of the union.
Okay. Thank you. I'll take the next caller here. Mr. Bangali Trawale, where are you calling from and your question for the president?
Thank you very much. You call my name, Bangali Trawale, calling from Minnesota. Welcome, Mr. President.
Thank you.
One of you are able to come in here. For me, I will take you to the dual citizenship that you mentioned in your intro. This is something that we all take pride in, and we really want to see the end to this, one of our struggle that we try to embark upon. I think Eminent White is doing well, but my question or concern would be the propaganda or the concern of the people in Liberia that we have been hearing from them, such that they say, oh, these people in America, they're pushing their dual citizenship so they come and take over our job. Although the job is sitting down there for them or so, that's one of the reasons why we understand they are kicking against it. And I think for the most part, being preparing ourselves for that. But of late, we were privileged to have one of the representatives from Liberia who came here and spoke to us, and something he said I gathered from, I'd like to share with you and also other people who Weti is listening. Now they are saying, okay, we understand our brothers who went abroad, particularly in America, during the course of the war. They have to do whatever they have to do to be citizens and then acquire knowledge. And these are the people who are supporting us here, particularly with their little high-end income. So no problem with that. We can have that. But does it dual citizenship mean people of Nigeria, Mali, Guinea, wherever they come from in Africa, Lebanon, they all can be citizens for our country too? And would that not be detrimental to us when the people come and rake up everything from our soil? So that's one of the things they are saying. I think is holding ground to on that side, according to the representative. So hearing that, and I want to share with you, what sort of contact, what sort of connection or beautiful answer can you think can be given to dilute that notion from our people in Liberia? That granting citizenship will also mean giving citizenship to other people in the South region that will come and take over. Now the fight is not people coming from America anymore. That's my question, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Trawale.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Trawale, for that question. Speaking of dual citizenship, this issue has been around from the Union to Liberia since eminent Watson administration. And we started to tackle this dual citizenship issue since 2004. It would need a lot of education on the ground. It has come a long way, and by this time now, I'm of strong conviction that the Liberians on the ground are getting to understand the need for dual citizenship. Back in April of this year, the chairman of the board, Honorable Coney, and eminent Keselin had a town hall meeting at the University of Liberia where the chairman of the board addressed the Liberian students at the university and educating them on this issue. At the end of the day, the forum at the university pledged and put their support behind the union for this effort. This dual citizenship issue that we are advocating for, we will be taking it to Monrovia after the All-Liberian Conference in December in Washington, D.C. We plan to go to Monrovia and address Liberians again at the university and other institutions through the newspaper and the radio as well, and also speak to the joint legislature before they will deliberate on this issue at the latter part of February. When we speak of dual citizenship from the union perspective, we are speaking for Liberians who were born in Liberia, like you and myself and many and thousands other Liberians who were born in Liberia, migrated to the United States, some on their own will and some not on their own will because of the conflict that came up in Liberia. And while they were here, they have to make their living. They have to make adjustments so that once things are better in their homeland, they will return and make contributions. So when we are advocating for Liberians who were born in Liberia and came overseas and having to adjust their status. And going back, I think the dual citizenship, they have been the whole thing confused. It is not about going back to getting jobs. I mean, we have a lot of people who go back that have the same status and acquiring and getting jobs. But it is not about getting jobs. You know, we have to be proactive now. We have to be proactive because when we look now, it is mostly for my job, but we're looking at the economic pattern. We're looking at the family ratio. You here, you have family here, you have family in Liberia, but it's saying that your family here are no longer connected to the family over there. So it's a whole lot more to this dual citizenship issue. This is why it will be important that we all come to this conference in December, bring our ideas, the pros of having a dual citizenship. Even the pros and cons, we'll look at both, and then we can make a better decision to go to Liberia. So actually, we are advocating for born Liberians who were born in Liberia, migrated, and make adjustments to their status.
Okay. Thank you. I'm seeing all of you who have made requests to ask questions. I'm seeing your numbers. please do bear patient. We will take your questions in the order that they were received. So with that said, I believe this caller is calling from Canada, Winnipeg, I believe. Not named though. So would you please confirm where you're calling from, your name and your question? 1797 1797 Winnipeg. Are you there? Hello? 1797? All right. He or she must not be by the phone, so I'll close that line. And Mr. Sekou Kenneth made a comeback to make a follow-up on this question, so I will. Mr. Kenneth, welcome back to the forum.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. This is a totally different question from the previous one, and this has to do with I just want to ask the President, what is your administration relationship with our Liberian organization in Europe? Because during the presidency of Brother Anthony Gaye, the other people on the other end, went to Europe, for some photo op and other things, just to gain some permanence. And as you're working on this dual citizenship thing, I think it requires everybody's contribution. So I just want to know whether you have any cordial relationship with our counterpart in Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth.
Okay, thank you. I think that's a very good question, and also it's a reminder too. I neglected to mention our brothers from Europe. This whole dual citizenship endeavor, as ULAA is spearheading this piece, definitely we have other Liberian organizations who are also involved with this particular project. Before I even come to that, our other Liberians that are in Europe, the EFLAG, that is headed by John Nimlan Brunel, we have a very good relationship with them. We recognize them and they recognize us as well. Just this gone July, they extended an invitation to the union to participate in the Independence Day and General Conference in the United Kingdom, where the eminent Weti was sent to represent us because I was already engaged to address one of my chapters in Sacramento, California. So I could have been two places at a time. So yes, our relationship with our brothers in Europe is very strong. They are also partners in this upcoming All-Liberian Dual Citizenship Conference that we are putting together now. Recently, about a week ago, they were just in Washington, D.C., and we had a meeting with them, and we solidified our partnership in terms of the Dual Citizenship Conference. So we are all working together. We are strong, and we have a good working relationship with them. Also, one of the partners in this Dual Citizenship Conference is a concerned Liberian headed by John Lloyd in Washington, D.C. The Liberian Embassy, of course, they are also part of the Dual Citizenship Conference that is coming up. So we have a lot of partners. So your union is taking the lead, but we do have a lot of partners in this business. So, again, we have a very good working relationship with our brothers in Europe, and there's no question about that. In fact, before I will conclude, about 3 weeks ago, I also got a call from Liberian in Australia. Their interim leader, Mr. Edward Solo, also engaged me, and they are willing to join in at the All-Liberian Conference. So we are making strides around. We got Europe on board. We got Australia on board. We will also be reaching out to Asia and other parts of the world where we know Liberian communities are, and we will make this a true All-Liberian Conference.
Thank you, Mr. President. As a reminder, if you're just joining us, we have the president of ULAA with us tonight. He's our guest, and he's speaking on the past, present, and future of ULAA, an organization that affects all of us as Liberians living here in the diaspora. So if you want to have a say in this conversation, please dial *61, and we will receive your question and give you the chance to have a say in this talk. Let me see if this Winnipeg guy came back. 1797, are you there? 1797. Winnipeg, 1797, are you there? Oh, okay. I'll close up the line. And I'll take my next caller here. Senior, Honorable Senior, welcome to the Liberian Diaspora Forum. Your question for the President. Where are you calling from for the benefit of the audience, sir? Senior? Okay, well, I'll go back to Mr. George then. Mr. George, welcome back to the forum.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, George. Yeah, I just opened up your line. Say, yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. What I wanted to show light on the President, make a good comment on the issue of the dual citizenship and the relationship with other institutions that help in the Union to champion the cause of the dual citizenship. The Liberian Federation in Europe and the Concerned Liberian and other Liberian associations around the diaspora. As the President mentioned, ULAA engaged like a pre-law meeting towards the dual citizenship, and how we need to come up with one voice to champion the cause of one purpose, that is to engage the dual citizenship. Is every organization going Liberia, like when we met the speaker, not the speaker, the Senate, the pro tem, Honorable Benson Garfine. He said that ULAA or the diaspora community need to come with one strong voice to be able to champion the cause of dual citizenship. He said that every group going Liberia going to meet maybe the speaker or going to meet the Senate. So that's something the union is working on very hard to incorporate other organizations on. And one thing that I want to make clear to all is like there are a lot of negative perspective or view from people in Liberia on the issue of dual citizenship. And one thing the senator told us that the people in Liberia they are not understanding the issue correctly. They are missing the Constitution and the immigration code that have to do with dual citizenship. So a lot of people are getting confused on that. So that's where ULAA or the diaspora community need to reach out to Liberian people to educate and to do a lot of outreach to teach them. Because people are thinking that they want to play with the Constitution or they want to amend the Constitution. You see, the issue of dual citizenship is only the 1976 immigration code panel that was adopted by the House. That's the one affecting Liberians who took citizenship in different countries. That's the one they need to try to amend. And not that the Constitution they want to play with. So a lot of people don't understand the difference. So that's where we need to reach out to educate people on this issue. Just to add.
Okay, thank you, Mr. As always, thank you. That's very welcome. So I'll take the next question here. Before I do so, though, I just received a text message question here, and this person wrote, I am a Liberian living in the state of Minnesota, and I'm very much concerned about the issue of dual citizenship. But unfortunately, I have a chapter organization that only reaches out to me to solicit my vote during elections. Only then they reach out to me. So as an individual, is there a way that I can bypass my chapter organization to directly contribute to ULAA's effort in making sure that this dual citizenship thing works? Mr. President?
Okay, thank you very much. As I mentioned earlier, this union is a chapter-based organization. And if you are living in a state where there is a chapter, we encourage all Liberians strongly to engage that chapter and then get to the union. If there's a need for this administration to intervene to help chapters improve their relationship with their members, which is one of the things that we do, capacity building and working on chapters and member relationship, we work on all of those things. So if there's a need for us to come over there and have those talks with the chapter and its member via town hall meeting, we'll be open to doing those things to helping that improve. But notwithstanding, just for the purpose of this dual citizenship effort, this upcoming event, if anyone wants to make a direct contribution, yes, it will be welcome, but it will be continually involved with the union you will be strongly encouraged to go through your chapter.
Okay, thank you. I believe Senior is back, should be by his phone now. Mr. Senior, where are you calling from and your question for the President? Senior, 73? Senior. All right, I guess I was wrong about that. And this next caller is Witty, Witty, W-E-T-T-E. Witty, where are you calling from in your question?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, your line is open. You are up. Tell us where you're calling from and your question for the President, sir.
This is Emmanuel S. Wetty. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio. I don't have a question for the President, but just to bust out some of the issues on the dual citizenship, because as you know, as you mentioned, I'm heading that effort for the conference. First thing, someone asked a question that whether the issue of dual citizenship has to do with other Africans who are coming to Liberia. Let's get it right. The Republic of Liberia has laws on the book to naturalize anybody. So, that's another one on the book, and that's the country's right to do what they want to do. The President rightly mentioned that the issue of dual citizenship has to do with Liberians that were born in Liberia, that left the country and came out, and for some reason decided to make decisions to become citizens of another country. The same go to their children, and we can go on with the listing. But this issue of dual citizenship, every time we talk about it, people say, it's a matter of job, it's a matter of political. It is not true. The President mentioned to you that it has to do with family value, family reunion. Right now, Liberians are denying their brothers and sisters of land or family property because they are not Liberian no longer. Family have been divided on this issue. Just the other day, the governor of Liberia admitted that Sierra Leone is ahead of us in everything they do. Yes, they will have to be, because Sierra Leone is encouraging all of our citizens to go back home to contribute towards the process. If you look at Ghana, when we were in school, the Ghanaians were online to get bread. Look what Ghana is today. Ghana has opened the door for all of our citizens to go back home and help. Look at Nigeria. Look at Brazil. Let us not even mention China and India. The list goes on. So, if we have to rebuild our country, we need everybody to participate. And let me tell you one thing. It's a fact. Nobody will participate in a process that they are not secure of. There's absolutely no reason why we have laws on the book that will prevent someone from buying a land and you expect that person to come in and invest. So, not to waste the time, the President said everything right. I just wanted to come in, and support what he said. And this conference, the conference is the 7th and the 8th of December in Washington, D.C. We are asking everybody to come. As you know, we've been following the progress of the union. We went to Europe. The President mentioned to you. We met the President pro tem of the Senate. We met another representative from the House. They are planning discussion to meet Mr. Stater. So we have all these things in place. So this conference will allow you to come up. Even if you're against the law, come up and say something. Let's get your side of the story. So we are on this forum. We're asking everybody to come to the conference and support the effort. And the issue of dual citizenship is very important to the family reunion, development, and reconstruction of Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And I'm delighted to finally meet the person who is heading this all-important effort of dual citizenship. Your point is very well taken. I'm almost, it left me wondering whether it should come sometime to specifically talk about this dual citizenship as a topic, but that's a whole different issue we'll get into here. Once again, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Liberian Diaspora Forum Talk Show. We have Honorable Sleh, the president for ULAA. He's with us tonight. He's speaking on the past, present, future, and the future of ULAA. So if you haven't had a say, please dial *61. We'll open up your line so you can ask your question, make comment, or express your concern. We do have a few questions lined up here. I'm not sure if, let me see if Sayer is back. Honorable Sayer? Sayer? So this time I'm going to take him out of here if I have to read that. So if you just joining us again, please dial *61, and then we will open up your line so you can ask your question. Let me try this Winnipeg guy. Winnipeg, Canada. Winnipeg, are you there? 1797?
Yes, I'm here.
This is my 4 for 10. Would you please tell us precisely where you're calling from, your name, and your question, sir?
Yeah. My name is Abu Bakay Duple, and I'm in Winnipeg.
Abu Bakay Duple, welcome to the forum. Okay, calling from Canada. What's your question for the president, Mr. Bucker?
Yeah, my question is, I've always heard the name and I've seen it written in many places, ULAA, and I presume it stands for Union of Liberians Associations in Americas.
That's correct.
I'm just presuming, I'm not sure. But my question is, before I can ask my question, I would like to make this comment. It seems like everything the union does, everything the union is involved in, is confined within the United States of America, even though the name, what the name stands for, speaks beyond the United States. So I've been in Winnipeg for quite a very long time now, and I've never heard of ULAA's activities anywhere in Canada other than what I've been reading in other places in the United States. So my question is, as the name reflects, is there any activity of ULAA outside the United States of America? If not, why not?
Thank you. Mr. President?
Yes, okay. Thank you, dear brother from across the river. We are all one, and that's a very good question and a very good concern. As we speak of the union, I mean, as you may partly be correct, all of our activities, or most of our activities are currently geared, is based in the United States. In terms of Canada, there's efforts from my administration underway in engaging Liberians in Canada. Then I spoke to a community leader there. His name is Royster, one Royster out of Canada, Vancouver area, and we plan to follow up with him to make sure that we are inclusive as the name reflects, because Canada falls within the northern region of the Union. So definitely there are efforts on the way, and I'm glad that you are on here tonight. I mean, we can get your contact information. If you have a community organization, a Liberian community organization in the area you live, we'll be more than glad to engage them and see how they can also be a part of this union and come down this December to participate in the All Liberian Dual Relationship Conference. So upon departure, if you can provide us your contact information, in fact, while we are speaking, if the moderator will allow time, we can take your number and your full name, and you will be contacted.
Okay, thank you. I believe his name was Barker. He's still on here, but so if you want to give your contact number, by all means, please dial *61 again, and then you'll come in my queue. If that will allow you to make a follow-up question and also provide your contact number to the Honorable President. So until you do so, we will moving on, rather. I'll take, I believe Senor made a new comeback. I'll clear him out of here. Senor, are you there this time?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, yeah, can hear you. Would you please, for the benefit of the audience, would you please state where you're calling from, your full name and your question, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you for Brother Kromah for an interesting topic. My name is Seyon Yaune, for the record, and also live in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Allow me also to salute my president, President Gaye, Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for coming on.
No problem, sir. Allow me to, in my short time I have, allow me to premise my comment by saying, please know that I truly respect and honor your work, and I think you know that. I don't need to preach that. But if you allow me to have a different view tonight, would that be permitted, sir?
Sure. I mean, that's what
the
forum is all about, and I'm always open to views.
Thank you, sir. You know, as I listen to you and listen to other comments in regards to the dual citizenship, I think while it's true that the issue of dual citizenship is very important, I make no mistake about it. But I think we have more important issues that the union can be, that the union can take leadership on than just dual citizenship. I'm convinced if the union can truly take a position and leadership in the call for the implementation of TRC report, which also encompasses the issue of dual citizenship, accountability, decentralization, and the whole 9 yards, I think, in my view, the union will be more successful and more useful than just taking on the issue of dual citizenship. I understand the intent could be well, defined, like what you talk about, family, denying family member land ownership and all of that. Those are concerns, and the truth should merit all of us attention. But I think there are more pressing issues than just dual citizenship. I don't mean to underestimate or take away the importance of dual citizenship, but I think the union will be of good service to Liberia and Liberians in diaspora if it takes on more pressing issues like the call for implementation of a TRC report, ensuring that the rule of law is upheld in Liberia, and ensuring that our people can be hopeful again that we are not forgetting about them, and just dual citizenship. I don't think dual citizenship should warrant all of our effort and concern at this time. And with that said, let me go on record by saying I've said it over and over. I truly oppose any form of dual citizenship because the issue is not truly defined. So when I listen to one of the callers who talk about people not understanding the issue and there's a need for them to educate people on the issue, I think maybe myself will need more education in America, not just people in Liberia. But I, in America, Syrian will also ask you to please give me that education as well. But I truly believe we can do more than just dual citizenship. Thank you for taking my call, Mr. Kromah.
Thank you, Mr. Sear. Any comment, Mr. President? Do you care to add to that?
Sure.
Any comment about that? Yeah.
Most definitely. And again, I'm saying to thank you for your question. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a contrary view. That's democracy. Even we may be friends, we may be brothers, but that does not mean we will all think alike. We will not agree on every single issue or topic. And all opposition comments are all welcome. That's what makes a strong union and a strong organization and a strong leadership as well. Speaking in terms of the dual citizenship should not be the only issue that the union should undertake. I mean, as all of you on this conference listen to my intro or my opening remarks, we are undertaking more than just the dual citizenship issue. I mean, if we look at Liberia as it stands, there's a lot of things we can do or we can undertake. But is it practical to carry all of the issues at one time? I would say no. But we're going to tackle the issue at least one or two or three at a time that will be more manageable so that we can get a better result, instead of taking everything at one time and then we'll lose our focus. As we undertake our library project, as we provide scholarship to Liberian students going to university next year, as we undertake the dual citizenship issue, once we get some of these things out of the way, then we will focus on other important issues as well. The TRC issue is an issue of concern. This issue, of course, is being handled by the legislature. The proposal has been sent to them, and they are doing what needs to be done. And the union most definitely is monitoring that piece, and you can rest assured that the union will get to that, and we won't just sit back and let that go. But again, like I said, we have a lot of things that we can be doing, and we are doing more than just one thing in Liberia right now. As we speak, during my visit in Liberia, like I said, the union is not only an advocacy organization now; it's also of service. When I was in Liberia, I met with the city council, not city council, but the city mayor of Liberia, of Monrovia, in an effort to acquire a land where the union can construct a state-of-the-art playground for children in Liberia. If you go around Monrovia, you will find maybe 1 or 2 play areas, and we need more in the city. So the union is trying to be of service to the young children and the youth coming up. Even the playground will also be helpful for the mental health of even the parents. Even in this great country, you take your kids to the park, you sit back and watch them play. It brings relief to you, it brings relief to the children. And those things are missing. Those are all mental health issues that will help our country. So the union is focusing not just only on one thing, but on more issues. But again, our country has a lot that we can handle, that we can deal with, but we cannot handle all of the issues at one time.
Okay, thank you. Just before I take the next caller, though, if I may just make a quick follow-up on that, the issue of the union not being able to tackle on more than one thing at a time. I mean, you would think that it shouldn't be that too much to ask for a union for a union that is as old and as sophisticated as ULAA is to tackle more than one thing at a time. And if I may ask just precisely, in a very precise answer, where do you stand on the TRC report issue? Do you support the implementation of the report, or do you not support it?
Okay, on the issue of TRC, the issue of TRC, if you follow the history of TRC, I know most of the formation started from Chicago. I was even involved with the initial process before they invested all the money into it. The TRC is a credible body. They went to work. They did what they had to do. Now, their recommendation has been made, and the recommendation is is at the next stage. Being a credible body, it is no doubt in my mind, since they did their work, wherever they presented, it needs to be thoroughly studied and should be implemented in the interest of the country.
Okay. Thank you. Josh, welcome back to the forum. Your line is open, sir.
Yeah, this is George again. I just wanted to add on the president comment on the gentleman that called from Canada as regard the union participation in Canada. I just want to make the gentleman on the record that when President Anthony Cassidy was president of the union, he did pay a visit to Canada in Ottawa, Hamilton area to participate in a July 26th celebration that was organized by the Liberian community there. And also, during the 36th General Assembly in Georgia, a delegation came from Canada also to participate in the assembly that was headed by one Rosler Papi from Canada in the Hamilton area. So you have been engaging Liberian community in Canada, so I just want to make that clear. It may not be in a particular range, but we have made some effort there.
Okay, thank you, Josh. I will take my next caller, and that happens to be Whitney, the president chairman for the dual citizenship issue. Welcome back to the forum, sir. Your line is open.
Thank you, sir. I just want to go back to the question the brother asked from Minnesota. In fact, he made it very clear that he opposed the idea of dual citizenship in its totality. That's fine. We don't have a problem with that. But, those are all that believe in it. We think it's the right thing to do. And the union as an institution, this is one part of their agenda, and they are pushing this agenda. So, if you against dual citizenship, it's okay. You're not even open to the idea, and then give a chance to do it, open to the idea. Because if you talk about TRC report, and you subtract that from dual citizenship, then it's kind of mind-boggling. Because everybody has been affected. You can't say one agenda of Liberia is more important than other agenda. I can come and tell you, say, look, with or without the TRC report, Liberia can survive. I can tell you that. Other people can tell you that with or without dual citizenship, Liberia can survive. But this whole notion that what I believe in is the only direction for Liberia is wrong. It's wrong. We all should accommodate each other. We all should accommodate each other. And this is the problem that we have with this dual citizenship. We come on the internet, we argue that other countries are better than us. But then we fail to understand the leading factors that make the guy better than us. We fail to understand the Ghanaians encourage the citizens to go back home. The Ghanaians encourage the doctors to go back home. The Sierra Leoneans are doing the same thing. But we, Liberians, are on the other end telling our people to stay. Then we come out to question development. Is that what we're thinking about? We need to start thinking on the bigger picture. Our children are going to school.
Okay.
These are children of the future. So, to say one person out there or developing Liberia is not good and the other person out there is better, I don't think that's the right direction. If you believe that you start.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you just wrap it up. We usually don't allocate a lot of time for questions or comments.
No, that's fine. That's basically what I'm saying is that. Okay, that's fine, sir. But I believe, and we believe that the dual citizenship is one path to the development of Liberia. The union is not investing all the resources. This is just one agenda to the many things the union have to do. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. And if need be, by all means, please dial *61 and come back. Matter of fact, I'll be more than delighted to host a debate between you and Sayo if that becomes necessary. No. So I'll move on to moving on to the next question. I'll take Mr. Washington, 2463. Hang on here. Let me get this written down. 2463, I believe Washington. Your full name, where you calling from, and your question.
Good evening. My name is Nawali Washington, and I'm calling from Sacramento. I'm calling from Sacramento, California.
Thank you. Welcome to the forum. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm the president of the Association of Citizen Friends of Liberia, and I've had the opportunity to work with the union for a few years now. And I want to take this opportunity to commend President Sleh and his administration for reaching out on the dual citizenship issue. I share the sentiment with the previous speaker that said that we have to work on multiple things. And in order for us to be able to be more effective, it's important that we in the diaspora are able to have that opportunity as dual citizenship to be able to reach out to the Liberians and help Liberians in Liberia. So I just want to encourage everybody to try to work together on the dual citizenship issue and support the project so that we are able to work together in a more effective way. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Your opinion is well taken. Mr. President, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, she said it well. I just want to say thank you, Madam President. That's one of the union's chapter, athlete out of California, headed by her, Nawali Washington, and we say thank you for coming on. Again, the issue of dual citizenship is very important to all of us, and we encourage everyone, like previous speaker said, whether you are for or against, we encourage you to come to Washington, D.C. Let's put our concern and our pros and cons on the table, and we can be able to move forward from there. I mean, like Eminem, what he kept saying, if you look around, Sierra Leone just approved the dual citizenship act for their country and see where they are heading. They are way ahead of us right now in terms of development. Ghana and other countries, even our neighboring country, Guinea, in the just ended election in Guinea, Guineans in the Americas voted in that election. So why is the fear of our brothers in Liberia? Why can't we follow the same suit? Those countries that are open, they are getting more development and they are moving ahead of us. Why can't we realize that these things play a part in the development of our nation? So we want to encourage everyone, whether you're for or you're against, my dear brother Sion. You know, we talk all the time. You know, we invite you to come to D.C. Bring your view. We are open to all views. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Speaking of Sion, I'm seeing your number. I'll get to you here, but just hang in there. I'll soon get to you. I got to take these questions in the order that they were received. So moving on, no name, 6105. That's the 4-digit of your phone number. So I need your name, a full name, where you're calling from, and your question for the president. 6105.
Yeah, for some reason, probably, I'm sorry that I may not disclose my name, but
I may not disclose your name. Where are you calling from there? Would you please disclose your location?
Okay, I'm calling from Minnesota, the state of Minnesota.
Okay. Welcome to the forum.
Good. I just want to make a comment regarding the question one of the brother asked about the implementation of TRC, that they are in the process of implementing it. I don't think that was a fair answer to the question, because those involved in that TRC report, part of the punishment is supposed to get, they are already surpassed no punishment, like our president. At the time she was the president, okay, they may be her last term. After this term, all those that are involved in it will never ever take part in any political activity in Liberia. So what does it mean for you to wait for future implementation? I don't think it makes sense. Other people have already had a freeway, so I don't see the reason why any people should start talking about it or pushing it. That's the comment I wanted to make. And I want to have a question regarding the dual citizenship. What makes you think that if you don't have the dual citizenship, you can't develop your country? There's a reason why the native Liberians, I just came from Liberia. There's a reason why they are resistant. We have a past history of people who had dual citizenship. Look, from the time immemorial when that country got independent, every leader that has been leading us, they were both citizens of America and Liberia. Nobody was making noise. Only when countrymen started becoming citizens of this country, then we want to start making noise. People were coming and going. People were coming, and there was no commitment. Why can't you develop your own country without you having the dual citizenship? Why? What is the reason? Is there anything that really stopping you of carrying development in your own country if you are not a citizen of both countries? I just want to know that. Because it's not fair to those that are.
Thank you. We'll have to leave it there. Make a comeback, though. Do that *61 if you have to make a follow-up. Mr. President, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And before I will answer this question, I just want to make a recommendation to you. This is from my personal view. I don't tell you how to run your network. But I think in the future, if anyone going to come to the conference and want to remain unanimous, I don't think they should be given the opportunity. I mean, if you're going to come up and you're going to say what you want to say and you believe what you say, you stand by what you say, I think you should be able to say who you are. It's not to be afraid of. You know, nobody will come and grab you overnight to do anything to you. So I don't think unanimous speakers should be allowed to ask questions. It is not fair to me and to other participants as well.
Mr. President, your view is well taken, and I shall bring that to the management's attention, and we will review that and make a decision on that from here forward. But your view is well taken, and the management of the Liberian Diaspora Forum shall review that and make a decision on it. Thank you. So I'll take the next caller. Sion made a comeback. Sion, welcome back to the Liberian Diaspora Forum.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Kromah, again for taking my call. First, let me thank you also for asking a follow-up question, about the union's stance on TRC. But let me be clear also, for the record, I think I started my premise by saying that I respect this president and I support this president, no doubt about it. He's my president. I also said that the issue of dual citizenship is very important. However, it's not more important than taking a stand on the TRC implementation. Having said that, the way I see the argument regarding the dual citizenship, if I may argue, I will argue that those who are promoting the idea of dual citizenship may have a centric view, but that they are not being realistic and holistic in the argument. The basic argument, in my view, and I stand corrected, is should stem from Americo-Liberians, meaning that Liberians who are now in the U.S. that have American citizenship are trying to find a way back into Liberia with regards to land ownership and all of that. And nothing wrong. That country belongs to all of us. But if you denounce Liberian citizenship to take on American citizenship, be proud of yourself because of who you are. That's what you say you want to be. But do not come on the guise of having dual citizenship with the hope of, making it open for all Liberians. I don't think that's a fair argument to make. Having said that, when the president said that the union will be having conference in D.C. regarding dual citizenship, the question now is, when was the last time have we heard or seen the union having a discussion with regards to the implementation of the TRC report? Where and when? Maybe they had, I don't know, but where and when? This is how we can change the country. When Wetty talk about changing the country, moving the country forward, I certainly agree with Wetty. But one of the ways we can change Liberia is by having forums like LDF that allows us to have open discussion, free, respectful, open discussion about the future of Liberia. And I truly believe if we have these kind of forums like yours, no doubt in my mind, Liberia will truly go forward. I truly oppose dual citizenship. I have nothing against my brothers and sisters who are American citizens. God bless their heart. I have my own beautiful children, all American citizens. But I think Liberia is far bigger than that. There's more to talk about than just dual citizenship. That's where I'm coming from.
Thank you, Mr. Seyo. Mr. President Sleh, any follow-up, any comment on that?
Yes, okay. Again, my dear brother, you have every right to stand by your view. I mean, everyone has his or her views, But like I mentioned to you, or like I mentioned on this forum earlier, in terms of undertaking various projects such as the dual citizenship, the TRC, and whatever else that may be occurring, again, we are undertaking more than one issue at this time right now. We have the dual citizenship issue, we have the immigration issue, we have other development issues, scholarship, and library project we are undertaking, as we are moving forward after the dual citizenship. Maybe when you come to the dual citizenship conference, at the end, it can be recommended that the union look into having a TRC conference too as well. So we are open to all of these suggestions. We are open. We are not closed. We are open to all of these things. But my thing is to be more effective, to be able to undertake a project and deliver on it. We have to minimize how many projects we undertake at a time. We can do 2, 3, but if we start to spread ourselves too thin, then we are bound for failure. That's all I'm saying to you. But we are not ruling out the diaspora holding a conference on TRC or holding a conference on reconciliation and those different things that are pertinent to our country.
Okay. Thank you. I'll take 3 more questions and then we'll take a short break. We will allow our speaker and the rest of us to have a glass of water, and then we'll come back as we normally do. So I'll take 3 more questions before that, though. I believe Brother Trawale just made a comeback. Brother Bangali Trawale, welcome back to the Liberian Diaspora Forum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. First of all, I'd like to thank our brother, or I guess he's Tukle from Canada. I think he spoke, clearly, and that spoke to me a lot, giving my position in ULAA's membership committee chair. I think these are what we have been doing to get to our various chapters. So, Mr. Tukle, if you are online, please, the president said we want your contact, and I'm glad Mr. Tutu also elaborated on that, that Canada has been represented in a couple of our conventions. But you well know Canada is a big country, just like the United States is divided into states. And then those states, we want to know for sure if we got Liberian organizations in each of these states, because ULAA is a membership organization. You have to come to our convention, honor your association there or your organization there. So we want to get your contact and want to reach to every other Liberian organizations within the Canada area to form part of the Americas, like you clearly stated. So thank you for that. Now to the question to our dynamic president. Mr. President, this dual citizenship thing, I think, is one of the things that really gave me some concern here on the talk show. I think there are a lot of us that are passionate about that. We like to see that, as well as a lot of us don't think it's in the bad direction. And in the past, I've been approached by certain people of our community if there could be a way that they will engage whosoever in a friendly debate to discuss the negative and the positive. And we want to learn, we want to hear from people, because this is all about Liberia. If we to go to Liberia and convince people, then we should at least discuss it among ourselves. So either before the conference in Washington, D.C., or after the conference, is there a way that ULAA can have someone to come on this show and have a friendly dialogue, quote-unquote, debate? Anyone in ULAA, whether the appointment for the dual citizenship or whosoever. So that's my question, my concern. Is there any way that ULAA can put somebody forward to debate this?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Wallen. Yeah, thank you very much. That's what we said earlier, as we continue to promote and push the issue of the All Liberian Dual Citizenship Conference. It is open to all Liberians, whether you are for or you are against. At the end of the day, we will have recommendations, we will have a resolution that will be developed from that conference. And that resolution can include some of the things that you just made mention of. And the union is open to all of those things. You know, prior to going to Liberia, if we want to hold a debate, I don't know about friendly debate, but a debate can get, you see Romney and Obama, I don't know if you call that a friendly debate. Well, you calling for a debate, you know, you can say we're going to play this game, but no foul playing, no eating pie, excuse my colloquia, you know. But if we can hold a debate, you know, we are open to that. But again, we are encouraging, before we even go to that, we're encouraging first for all of us to go to Washington, D.C., participate in this conference, put all our ideas on the table, the pros and the cons, and recommendations. If these things will take place, they can take place. You know, before we even try to go to Liberia to address the joint conference and the Liberian population, if that's what the conference recommends, we will do the best we can do to hold those debates prior to leaving. It will even strengthen our position, because once we get to Liberia, we will be hearing counter-arguments, arguments such as our dear brother is raising. And all of these issues are very important. We don't just want people who are only for dual citizenship, then we'll be blind on the other side. We need both arguments to come to the table in D.C. So we are encouraging everyone to come to D.C., bring your ideas, bring your suggestions, bring your argument. At the end of the day, we will come up with a resolution, and we will honor the resolution.
Okay. Just before I take the next caller, though, is there any reason why we must go to D.C.? Why is not in Minnesota? Why is not in Philadelphia, not in Chicago, where you are? Why should we have to go to D.C., Mr. President?
Okay, the union, of course, is spread out from Boston, Massachusetts to California. And it is only one union, and we can only be at one location at a time. And again, D.C. being the political capital of the United States, it is very ideal, you know, at this time, the first time, to go to Washington, D.C. to hold this conference. At a subsequent time, you know, if the need be, we will move around to other states as necessary. But this initial one, it was discussed and agreed that it be held in the nation political capital, where other countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, they have their diplomats who already enjoy dual citizenship. We can easily have them to come to our conference and speak to us, you know, and address the issue. What benefit are they getting from having dual citizenship in their country? So all of the diplomats are right there. We can easily access them, and they can give us ideas and those different things. So those are just some of the few reasons why we chose D.C. the first time around.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kennan, welcome back. If you want to be brief, we got a break coming up here. Welcome back to the forum. Your question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Yes, I have a question. I have a comment and a question. Mr. President, you know, we are speaking of the future of Liberia, and I think we are all aware that, you know, the good future of any country, you know, depends on peace and security. Not too long ago, the former First Lady came here. We had the opportunity to talk to her, and she clearly told us that she's working on a bill that is meant to make Liberia a Christian nation, which many of us believe is recipes for chaos. And it kind of generated a lot of attention here in the diaspora among Liberian Muslims. And as the president for the diaspora community here, what do you stand on that to see Liberia in the future, seeing Liberia as a Christian nation as opposed to the secular nation? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kennan.
All right, thank you very much, my brother. That's a very good question. And again, when it comes to religion, it's always a delicate issue to address. Before I will provide my answer, I just want to ask you, when she talked about making Liberia a Christian nation, did you ask her what she meant by that? I mean, everyone in Liberia will be Christian, and you're not Christian, you have to leave. I mean, did she explain to you, or you didn't follow up with her?
I've already closed this line, but the conversation with the senator happened on this same forum we're on tonight. Senior Senator from Bond County, Joy Howard Taylor, was a guest on the Liberian Diaspora Forum a couple of weeks ago. She made a remark, and what I'd like to suggest is that, interestingly, we have started putting our recordings on YouTube. So that particular recording, Joy Howard Taylor appearance on this show, happens to be one of the two videos that we've just posted on YouTube. So for the rest of you who haven't had a chance to listen to it, if you go on YouTube and type in Liberian Diaspora Forum, the whole recording is there. But I think what she said, since I moderated the show, was that Liberia was founded on Christian principle, and she likes to see Liberia return to that status. As far as making everyone a Christian, no, she never said that. As a matter of fact, she said she just renovated a mosque, some Muslim school and a praying ground in Bond County. So obviously she's not advocating for everyone being converted to Christianity, but that the nation status should be returned to Christian nation as opposed to a secular state, if that helps.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, it helps. Okay, in fact, it's very interesting that this question is coming up now because not too long, a few hours ago, a dear friend of mine and I had the same discussion about religion, about not pertaining to Liberia, but just Muslim and Christian and their religion, you know. And my stand on that is that diversity is very important. I mean, there's strength in diversity. We have to learn to embrace diversity. So, I mean, Liberia being a nation, definitely, even if it was built on Christian principles, but at the same time, we have the Christians, we have the Muslims, we have the non-believers, we have the traditional, you know. So all of these diverse background of people, I think will only help to strengthen our country. So I will push more for diverse country in terms of religion and even other issues that may come up. So diversity to me, I mean, is very important when it comes to religion.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I said I was going to take 3 more questions before going on break, but apparently that's not happening. Our next caller is the President, Madam Washington. Welcome back to the forum. Washington? 2463, Washington. Oh, that's easy enough. I'll close that line back. Winnipeg came back, so I'll take him as I'll make him, well, take one more person after him, then we will go on break for sure. So, would you please state your name again? From Winnipeg, Canada, would you please state your name and your question if you have one?
Yeah, my name is Abu Boakai Dukle.
Abu Boakai Dukle. Welcome back, Mr. Dukle.
Yeah, I just got a few comments to make regarding...
You are very low, Mr. Dukle. If you can adjust your phone, that would be great.
All right. I said I just got a few comments. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's a little bit okay. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's good.
I said I've just got a few comments to make regarding the dual citizenship subject, which we are discussing tonight. You see, for me personally, what I think ULAA needs to embark on primarily is to educate people on dual citizenship. And, one of the ways to do that is to begin to create awareness in the Republic of Liberia. You see, we are talking about a nation in which between 60 to 75% of its population are ignorant people, uneducated. That is very significant, and I believe primarily the objection to dual citizenship in Liberia itself is based on ignorance. And I say this because of the following. During my visit to Liberia in 2010, prior to that visit, I had not been to Liberia for about 26 years. And what I was hearing from people, everybody that I spoke to regarding dual citizenship was always, you guys come from America, you come to steal our money and take it back to the United States. First of all, dual citizenship, yes, it might be targeted at people in the United States, but the United States is not the only place where Liberians are, or it's not the only place where Liberians have acquired dual citizenship. There are other places around the world. There are Europe, Asia, and other places. So my counter argument was always, look, if you want to be very thorough with that argument, here's what I can tell you. The number of Liberians that come to Liberia to visit who have dual citizenship, the number of people that have dual citizenship and work in the government, they are probably less than 0% of the overall number of Liberians that visit Liberia. But it seems like everybody seems to focus their attention only on the very, very few, I would say minute number of Liberians who come and work in the government and steal money, and they make it look like that is the representation of the overwhelming majority of us who thought it's a good idea to be dual citizens to benefit our country. A nation like Liberia, a poor country like Liberia, who had just experienced a very difficult, 14 years or whatever amount of years of war, I think it's only progressive to promote this idea of dual citizenship. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Now, having said that, I think the education piece is very crucial in all of this, because just saying dual citizenship is important, I don't think that in itself is enough. But we need to, when I say we, I'm referring to whoever is in charge of debating this issue, to make sure that people are well educated on the importance and, as the president said, the pros and cons of dual citizenship, because that nation, anything can thrive in Liberia, simply because people are not informed adequately on any issue, because it is in the interest of people who are governing our country for the population of Liberia to remain as it is, because that only serves their purpose, their dubious agenda. So until such time we embark on a campaign where people are informed adequately on any given subject, so that we create an environment where a very, open-minded debate can take place. Because if you have somebody who comes to a debate opinionated, their mind is already made up. It makes the argument hard to make because their mind is already made up. But if you come to a debate open-minded, meaning you are open to be educated, you are willing to be, you stand to be corrected on your view, then that becomes an avenue we can all participate in meaningfully and come to a conclusion that will be beneficial to all of us. again,
okay,
I want to emphasize.
We have to leave it there, Mr. Dukley. We're running short of time here. If you want to sum up, I got a lot of questions lined up. So if you want to sum up, go ahead, sum that up. If you have a question coming, just shoot your question, and then
I said I will leave it at that for now.
Okay, so then the other piece of that is that the President Sleh of ULAA and his officials have asked for your contact information. Should we make that available to them?
Absolutely.
Sure. My information is public information. Give it to anyone who requires it.
No, not you, Mr. President. I was asking the guy from Canada. You said you wanted his number, right?
Oh, yes. That was
right. So, that was Braga from Canada. So I was getting his permission before passing his number on to you after the show here. All right, Mr. Barker, thank you. And then, as always, your opinion, matters a lot. Do make a comeback if you need to. So we're going to take a very short break. We got basically 44 minutes of this show left. We'll take a quick break, and then we will come back and continue from here. Obviously, due to time factor, we have to cut this break short. But once again, good evening and thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the Liberian Diaspora Forum weekly show. We have the president of ULAA, Honorable Gaye Sleh, and he's speaking on the past, present, and the future of ULAA. He's taking some very serious questions here tonight, and we have a lot more questions lined up for him. If you're just joining us, please dial *61, and we will open up your line so you can ask your question. If you're at work, can't talk because you're at work, by all means, please text your question to 612-203-3820. If that's not workable, if you're at work on the computer, you may email your question to LiberiaDiasporaForum@live.com. So you got too many ways to ask questions tonight, and I hope you do ask your question. So I'll take the next question here. Honorable Sleh, are you still with me?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well. I can hear you loud. Thank you for being there. So I'll take the next question here. No name, 1728. Your name, where are you calling from, and your question?
Yeah, good evening. This is Mani Belete calling from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Welcome, Mr. Belete.
Okay, yeah, first of all, let me tell the President thank you very much for coming to the show to share his experience with us as it relates to the operation of ULAA. Okay, actually, I was there again, Mr. Moderator. Thank you very much for that music in the background. It really reminds me of a lot of things. And even if I was going to give on something, I will keep trying. But I don't know whether it was purposely for ULAA to keep trying on the issue of draft citizenship or not. But let me just leave that there and go to the point. When Mr. Sleh was, Mr. Sion Gimbe was online today for the second time, only to his position. Before that, I merely pushed my button to react to him, but actually I think he has some legitimate concern. He asked about the implementation of the TRC report. Okay, but I want to go to a different level. When it comes to dual citizenship, it's for every Liberian. I want to say, especially those in the diaspora, they went so that they can be reunited with their families over there. Okay, when we talk about reunification, we should also look at the issue of land dispute. We should look at the issue of reconciliation in Liberia. What is ULAA doing to make sure that there's a reconciliation conference among Liberians, especially in Nimba County, wherein various lands have been taken from them and they want to return, because it's about returning. That's what Liberians want to return. So people here they are not dual citizens. They refuse to take our citizenship. They want to go back to contribute to Liberia. So what is ULAA doing about that? And please, it shouldn't be about taking one thing at a time, because the issue of reconciliation in the land dispute, they are as old as the issue of the debate on dual citizenship. In fact, they are older than the dual citizenship debate. So why you not waited up to this time and just choose the most recent one and then go to the land issue in the back country and other reconciliation matter? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ability. Mr. President?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
I saw on your website that reconciliation, is indeed part of ULAA's principle. So, and that's why this last caller's, question speaks to. So, what do you say, sir?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a very good question and it's a legitimate concern. Looking at the land issue, specifically in Nimba County, the issue there, which initially is strictly on the tribal line in Nimba County among tribal groups that are residing in that specific region. I think the government of Liberia is capable of handling that, and I think they are also doing a good job so far in terms of trying to resolve the issue in Nimba County. I mean, during my visit in Liberia for the inauguration ceremony of the Madam President, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, that same issue was discussed with her when we met in her office. And she has also expressed great concern that her government will do everything to resolve that issue. Okay, the union, as we all work, if the government went in there and tried to side, with one particular group, neglecting the other, then the union would then go and deal with the government on its position. The union, for the most part, so far, has not been engaged in tribal issues or in those issues that just involve this tribe and that tribe, because the government is there to take care of those things, to manage and run the affair of the country. But where the government will neglect to carry out those things, then the union will embark on the government. That's how the union works. But of course, that issue, we are all concerned about it, and we are hoping that a fair judgment or resolution will be brought to that issue.
Okay, thank you. Let's moving right on. Next caller, Musa Wale. For the benefit of the audience, would you please state where you're calling from and your question, sir?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Musa Wale, calling from Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
Welcome.
I want to say thank you to the chairman of ULAA for his representation on the program tonight. But I just have a quick question. With the diverse activities that ULAA is involved in, most of which has to do with advocacy and development, how is ULAA funded? Because a lot of times, the president's in this state. He traveled to Maryland, he traveled to Georgia. I know all these states, all these trips are capital intensive. So I just want to know how is ULAA funded?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's a very good question, and that's a question that we have been trying to improve onto as well. But currently, as we speak, our primary funding source comes from three major events. First, our chapter dues. 2, our inauguration programs. And 3, from our conventions. These are the three major sources currently, as we speak, are the funding source of the union. But notwithstanding, at the just ended inauguration, the union launched a program called the Liberian Diaspora Fund, where we are calling on all able Liberians to make a contribution of $120 a year on a yearly basis. Just commit to a year to make a payment, either a one-time payment or a partial payment of 1 year to the union. And this money will be handled or will be supervised by an advisory or a trustee and a separate 5-man committee, which the union will go to them and ask them, because it will be strictly for development here and at home. So we are developing that particular process. It has been launched, but the personnel have been put in place. Within the next couple of weeks or so, you will see on the wavelength about the diaspora fund. So we are encouraging everyone to come in. If you have other ideas, we are also contemplating, or not contemplating, but preparing in writing proposal through our Ways and Means Committee to solicit funds from donors who will believe in what we are doing and try to fund us. So if you know of ways that the union can get money, most definitely we'll need all the money we can get, to carry on the work of the union for the Liberian people.
Okay, thank you. As you know, we do have questions coming through our email line and messaging to Interestingly. This next question is for myself. Someone wrote, how does the Liberian Diaspora Forum, invite guests? What are the criteria to be a guest on the show? Well, we have, sometimes we've gone after people to invite them, based on the issues, the topic we have on hand, and other times, people have contacted us. They've expressed their desire to come on the forum. There are times when we have announced topics here and look for people who are willing to debate the topic. We've also asked people if they have a topic that they like to debate. We will match them up with somebody to come debate the topic, or if they simply want to come and speak to us as guest lecturer like the professor is doing tonight, that's also most welcome. So if you are interested, in coming on the show, you have a topic to talk about that could benefit us, by all means, please contact us. We will make arrangement for that. And I hope that question has been answered. Star 61 is what you need to dial. We have 33 minutes. 33 minutes remaining of this show here. This show will end at exactly 11 o'clock. So I hope you can put your question in before then. I'll take the next caller here. Let me see if Madam Washington is back. Washington? Madam Washington? Okay, she spoke earlier today. That's one of the chapter here. 2463. All right, I'm going to close the line and actually take her out of here. Maybe she can make a new entry when she comes. And then I will go to Faya, Yuma Faya. Welcome back to the forum, Mr. Faya.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Well, for me, it's just a quick comment. Well, dual citizenship for me is really a unified, mantra. Interestingly, it pulls together people with diverse reasoning. For me, dual citizenship is not really about me, neither is it about people that I look at in the diaspora here. It is a philosophy that I really intend to defeat, because I think it's a spiral philosophical mentality that does not support new world agenda of globalization. I'm a student of globalization. I know that the world tends to do better as people pull together their resources. I find this concept to be very divisive. It carries with it, especially from our own experience, sometimes bombs that could explode and we may not be able actually to contain. I see some elements of witch hunting in it. I see greed. I see honor development, war, and so many things. Well, when the first speaker asked the question, well, why can't we just develop our country without talking about dual citizenship? Well, he seems to be suggesting that, we should wait till somebody takes my land and not bring war to take it back before we can address it. So we turn to actually be a little bit far-sighted to address this aspire mentality, before you know it start to bring our country down. So it's not really about who here and there. It's a mindset that we in turn to defeat, to have it aligned with new world order. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fire. Mr. President, do you want to add to that or just leave it at that? Mr. President? Oh, wait a minute here. President Sleh? Oh. Mr. President?
Yes, I'm right here. I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I lost you. Did you hear that last call at all?
No, I'm sorry with that. Please repeat me. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, it wasn't a question, just a comment. So maybe I.
Oh yes, I heard it. I heard it coming from Honorable Ayanyuma. Yes, I did.
Fire, right. So do you have any comment to add to that, or just take the next question?
Take the next question.
Thank you. 6105. Now, I believe this is the caller who didn't identify himself today. Would you please state your name, where you're calling from, and your question?
My name is Emmanuel Johnson. I'm calling from the state of Minnesota.
Welcome, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you so much. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for your programs. And secondly, I just want to say this. We have to be really respectful to each other when we're having forum like this. And also, whenever we are making comment regarding the brothers and sisters back home, we got to be very, very careful. Because the guy that make a statement that Liberians are ignorant, they don't know about this, they don't know. Not that they are ignorant. People sometimes they stand for what they have learned in the past. So if we want to really push this forward, we need to stop really pulling down people. It's not going to help us in this struggle. Again, I will come back to the dual citizenship. Thank God Fire brought it up. I think Fire said it the way it should be. I think more people will look at this that where it is kind of a selfishness on our side. I'm one of the beneficiaries if dual citizenship passes, but it shouldn't be about me. It should be about the country. We kept talking about military development. It has not been proven. Cannot prove that Ghana is developed because of dual citizenship. Ghana was already on the path of developing. I was there. I was a refugee there. So if you want to measure country, you should measure the United States to that of Liberia. A great country like the United States don't have dual citizenship, and they are doing better. They are okay. Great nation. Never compromise their identity. If you want to be dog, you got to be a dog. You can't be dog and you want to be cat. It will never work. Just as the Bible says, you cannot serve two masters. We are not very honest to that country. All the dual citizenship issue to me, I'm just making a statement. It's all I'm telling you, we are fighting for it because self. And we need to put that aside. We have to. That doesn't mean you should start the quest of struggling for dual citizenship. But they have not been proven. All those countries are measuring, Sierra Leone, Guinea, whatever, nothing. Nobody should come and give us anything that is not working. Now, have you taken into account the disadvantage side of dual citizenship? Because if you want to be citizen of next man country in your own country, you should expect the next man to be citizen in your own country. Liberia is a virgin land. Liberia, I tell you today, I just came from Liberia not too long ago. Liberia is one of the richest countries on earth. People are planning to flood into Liberia. I'm not lying to you. When I was coming back, I saw faces at the airport. And we know that after war, immigration become problem. We saw that in Nigeria. After Biafra war, the population in Nigeria in the millions and billions of them, they're not all Nigerians. They all came from the neighboring country, from Benin, Togo. Okay, it became a problem for them. We're going to face the same problem, most especially when you push the dual citizenship. Because Guineans, they are coming. In fact, going in the street of Monrovia, the Martians. So this is a time that we have to really be who we are. To say, look, indeed, if you want to be Liberian, you got to be Liberians. You can't say, I have two fathers. It don't work. It don't work.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, I believe that our guest tonight is speaking on the past, present, and future of ULAA. So the issue of dual citizenship just came as part of the questioning thing, but that's not why he's actually here to defend or oppose. However, if you really truly want to debate this dual citizenship thing, like I said, we would be more than happy to set you up with the person who is heading that committee, provided he agrees, and we can debate this at another time. Actually, not even far. We can do that as early as next week, if that's what you desire. But having said that, do you have any question for the president, ULAA president?
The only question is why ULAA is not pressing? Why are they not pressing the implementation of the TRC report when other members of ULAA, past ULAA, were in the United States, members, I don't want to use any name now, members that were in the United States saw the past government, like Samuel Doe government, all those governments that were considered as the wicked government, ULAA pressurized Washington, D.C. to make sure these people change course. Why can't we? Why ULAA is not pressurizing this report, the TRC report that is so great, that has worked for South Africa, worked for other countries. Okay, and not just Liberia is starting TRC. It's not the beginning. It's not the first country. Why ULAA can't take this as a priority to bring about total peace in our country?
Thank you. Mr. President, why ULAA can't pressurize the government of Liberia to impress upon Early Johnson government to implement the TRC report? I believe that's the question.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson, for your question, for your concern. Again, things have been mentioned here more times than once. On this TRC issue was brought up before, and we talked on it. But again, looking at the various issues in Liberia, I mean, you are coming up now. TRC is very dear to you. Others are coming up. Dual citizenship is very dear to them. Others are coming up. Reconciliation is very dear to them. So it doesn't matter at this point, whichever chapter we take, each concern will still be raised, but the other ones that are not taken at the time. So like I said, we are going to address all of these issues. But if we try to tackle all of these concerns and issues at one time, I'm afraid that we may not be successful at implementing any of them. So since dual citizenship happens to be the one that is taking at this time, if you believe in it or not, come to Washington, D.C. on December 7 and 8. Bring your pros and cons ideas. We will tackle this. Then we will tackle other things that are here. Then after that, we'll move on to the next one, either reconciliation or TRC. But I can assure you that as we tackle these things, we will move on to TRC and reconciliation, all of these things. But we cannot tackle all of the issues that are facing the country that ULAA is supposed to undertake at this time. Because once we do that, we'll be spreading ourselves too thin. And I don't want to put the union in that position that we are putting our arm here and arm here and arm there and arm there. Everybody has interest. It doesn't matter which issue we undertake, whether it's a religious issue, reconciliation, TRC, dual citizenship. Anyone will take, the other side will be saying, why not this one? If you take this, why not this one? So we can only do so much at a time. So that's why we are focusing on doing the thing that we have planned at this time. Once they are done, then we'll move on to the next step. So none of these things will be neglected.
Okay, thank you. Before I take the next question, here's an email question here. ULAA is simply a springboard for grabbing state power in Liberia. Nearly every past leader of ULAA have gone on to become, to gain some undeserved government positions in Liberia. Isn't that the fact, Mr. President? Are you not just like your predecessors? Are you not just trying to prepare yourself to go grab another undeserved position at the expense of the Liberian people?
Well, let me say this. I hear that a lot of Liberians use ULAA as a springboard to go to Liberia to get jobs. before I will come specifically to answer your question, to me personally, I don't think it is an accurate statement to say they are using ULAA to go and seek jobs in Liberia. If a Liberian is here and working with any diaspora organization and have the experience and have the knowledge in dealing with our people here, in confronting our issues here, and the person have an opportunity to go back to Liberia and service the Liberian people, I don't think there's anything wrong. You could come from any part of the Americas or of the world beside Liberia and go back and help. It is nothing wrong with that. From my personal view, I don't see anything wrong with that. So the issue of people using you as a springboard, I don't think that should be a legitimate or issue of raising that we are using or people are using ULAA as a springboard. To come specifically to your question, I've been involved with ULAA since 2004. When I came to ULAA, since 2003, when I came to ULAA, Roberta Rashid was president of ULAA. Today, she's no longer president of ULAA. She's in Pittsburgh. She has never worked in Liberia. She's never going to take a job in Liberia. After Roberta Rashid came Arthur Watson. Arthur Watson is in New Jersey today, working there as an engineer. He didn't go to Liberia to take a job. We have Emmanuel Wati, who is on the conference with us. He never wants to take up jobs. So if people are coming and making these allegations, I think they should get the research straight. And again, there's nothing wrong with anyone leaving any diaspora organization and going back home to providing services to our people. But just to say it is not an accurate statement that people come to ULAA and they leave and just go to Liberia to get jobs. It is not true. I just gave you more than one or two instances where we have former leaders who are still here with us.
Thank you. We just have 18 minutes remaining, so if you haven't had a chance to ask question, please dial *61. 18 minutes left to go. So I'll take the next question here. No name, your last four digit is 9271, 9271. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question for the president.
Yeah, this is Josh Toto from Pittsburgh.
Josh Toto from Pittsburgh. Welcome to Liberian Diaspora Forum.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment on to add on some of the statement the president made. I don't want to sound like the historian for the union, but General made some few corrections. There's a gentleman that called a reconciliation about land dispute issue in Liberia. What I can recall when, I don't know, President Wetty stayed on the line, when President Wetty was president for the union at that time, the ULAA came with a position statement to address the issue of land dispute in Liberia, and they cautioned the government to take all necessary steps that will help to prevent another chaos in Liberia that will lead to the land dispute in Liberia. So ULAA took us on that, or ULAA didn't just sit in line of us. And then the issue of the TRC. When President Anthony Kessley was president of the union, ULAA participated fully in the TRC here in Liberia, and ULAA hosted TRC members here. So ULAA have been engaged in the TRC process. The issue of the TRC is that life in the power of ULAA is actually the legislature of Liberia. So ULAA have played a major role in that process. And I just want to ask also to make a comment if the president can also address that issue. Mr. President, we just hear recently the resignation of Lema Bori from the government. And we talk about reconciliation also, too, as the gentleman said. And it's a big issue in Liberia. Is there anything on that from the union perspective?
Thank you. Mr. President?
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. I know the resignation of Lehman Bowie, has made several headlines, and from what I believe, this is not an issue that the union has discussed for me to bring a union position, but from our perspective, as individuals, as a Liberian or individual for the fact, we all have the right, to take a stand that we believe in. And at this point in time, Lehman Bowie, who has been a close friend to the Madam President, decided to take this stand at this time. And it is her view, that's the way she feels. So, we have to respect her for her view. And she chose to do that. And more power to her, I think. And it's nothing that the union would need to go and rebuttal or take a position statement, in terms of individual resignation. I don't think she's the first person who has resigned from the government or from a position in Liberia. I mean, it is her right, and she did what she felt was right for her to do.
Okay, thank you. Before I take the next question here, please remember that if you need to listen to this show recorded, the number to dial will be 559-726-1299. The SIM access code you dial, you should dial that, and this is all recorded, and you can listen to it between now and Sunday until we have the next show. After Sunday, you're going to have to wait for us to upload it on YouTube. But until then, please dial 559-726-1299, and the SIM access code 908209#. You can listen to the entire repeat broadcast of tonight's conversation. So I'll take the next caller here. Mr. Yaya Kamara, would you please tell us where you're calling from and your question for the president?
Thank you very much, Kafumba. I joined the forum a little late, so I was not able to recollect most of the question and the answer. But this question specific. Where are you calling from? I'm calling from Minnesota. Sorry. Yeah, this question goes specifically to the president. And my question is very simple. In your capacity as a president, what is one thing that you actually regret and you wish you had a chance, you would have done it a little better? One thing.
Thank you, Mr. Kamara.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not sure if you knew or been following, some of the activities of the union. I have been elected as president of the union October 1, 2011, and we just made a year in office. During the course of this 1 year, as I speak to you, the decisions that were reached by this administration, by this union, I have no regrets on any of those decisions. We have another year to go, and I believe strongly that we're going to continue to make good decisions that will be in the interest of the Liberian people.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Sion, welcome back to the forum. Sion? All right. I believe he's not by his phone, so I'll take Mr. Kenneth. Welcome back to the forum.
So thank you very much. Mr. President, this is Sekou Kenneth again. I have a question regarding the many project proposals by your administration, and one of them happened to be that you were working with the Liberian government to have the diaspora community represented at the foreign ministry. I just want to get some clarification whether there is any progress in that direction, because I personally really welcome that idea. So I just want to know whether there is any progress in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth.
Thank you very much. It's a very good thing if the union were to engage the foreign ministry. I don't know if you said that we were working with the foreign ministry. That's something that we have not engaged the foreign ministry in that specific instance, but that's something that we are considering in working with the Liberian government. It was expressed to the president during my visit. It was expressed to the vice president. Even quite recently, we had a teleconference with the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Honorable Nelson Blambo Nelson. And we talked about those things. They are working on peace and reconciliation. They have put together a committee in Liberia to address the peace building process in Liberia. And during our discussion, I raised the issue to him that besides just the government coming to the United States and holding these town hall meetings and forums and getting ideas from us, what's the possibility of the union being physically represented on this committee to working on the peace process in Liberia? And he told us that's the idea that he's very much receptive to. And once we make such recommendation, it will be honored. So we just met with him not too long ago. So the union is discussing. We have quite a few individuals on the ground that we have been doing business with. So we are looking at identifying someone who will work with the Ministry of Internal Affairs on the peace building process in Liberia. In reference to holding a relationship with the foreign ministries, that is something too that we can definitely, we're going to look into that and see that we can establish a relationship. And in fact, for us to even have an office in that particular building where the union issue will be directed to on the ground, and they will seek the interest of the union in dealing with the government.
Okay. Thank you. We got 10 minutes to go. Moving on. Mr. Sayer, welcome back to the forum, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're on. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you again, Brother Kromah, for a good job you're doing tonight. And also I want to thank my president for staying along with us. Let me just close quickly by saying I think it's fair to say, judging from the discussion tonight, Liberians are concerned about both the dual citizenship and, of course, the implementation of the TLC. I think it's safe to say that because tonight's discussion centered on both issues. I just want to caution, I want to join my brother who spoke about, the word of advice he gave to one of our brothers who called, and I think his description of Liberians in Liberia, in my view, is one of the reasons why we still have this so-called tension between us who in diaspora and our brothers and sisters on the ground. Because the kind of description I heard him using tonight about our brothers and sisters back home, was painful to listen to. While it's true that our people may not have the opportunity to be in the USA, but I don't think all of those people who are back home are ignorant and don't have the ability to learn. So to think that because people question your intent about implementing dual citizenship or advocating dual citizenship doesn't in any way mean that they are ignorant or they don't know what they want. It's simply telling you, convince us. So we who have the education will be willing, respectful to convince people why our position is our position. But no doubt, this discussion tonight should make us hopeful that Liberia will one day rise again, because we are here to make sure that happens. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. I couldn't be more grateful to you for your performance for the past weeks I've been on. You've been so excellent. We want to pray for you to continue this, because we need forums like yours in our community to bring the issue to bear. Thank you so much, Mr. President, as well.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Sayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sayer.
Just 7 minutes to go. Mr. Belete in Milwaukee made a comeback. Mr. Belete, welcome back to the forum. Your question.
I just want to join the main voices about the statement made by one of our brothers. Actually, I listened to it clearly, but I think the brother was trying to mix up education rate, that is the illiteracy rate, which we have said it was between 60 to 70%. So it being ignorant. So for me, I myself, I thought it was very offensive, but I think he was trying to mix up the both, forgetting to know that they were very, very different. When people are ignorant, that's a very different issue. Well, people could be illiterate. Yes, this was the illiteracy rate, but we have never seen any illiterate rate of any country. So I think if the brother is on the line, it will be appropriate that he comes out and just say another request, just to apologize, because this one is recorded. You don't know who will hear it today, and tomorrow, and maybe you want to do something tomorrow somewhere, and they will just come out and oppose you or ask you the same question. But if you apologize tonight, I know it was not intentional, because I honestly I was listening to the structure of the statement. If it is not intentional, you can use your apology to vindicate yourself tomorrow. So that's my advice I have for the better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Belete. At this time, I have no more questions standing by. That's a good thing. We're moving right on. I'm going to make a few announcements, and then I will quickly turn over to the President to make his closing remark. we have started putting our videos up on YouTube. So please do go to YouTube and type in Liberian Diaspora Forum. You will see our videos there. The first one is Senator Joy Howard Taylor on the show. The next one I put out there just a few days ago was Nimba County Representative Donor, District Number 7 representative. When he came on the show twice, so I got his first appearance there. The second one will come. And there are a lot of you speakers here, a lot of you who have been guests on this show that I see you tonight. Please bear with me. It's a lot of stuff to do. We're going to get all of your recordings up there. And once again, if you need to listen to tonight's show recording, please dial 559-726-1299 with the SIM access code that you used to come onto the show. That will allow you to listen to tonight's show's recording. We don't have a speaker schedule for next Sunday, so we will let you know as soon as we know. But I do know Monday we'll have a special edition for the Federation of the Liberian Mandingo Association Medical Mission to Liberia. FEMUSA will be coming here to talk about their pending medical mission. That's next Monday, not tomorrow. So that's all we know for now. And Mr. President, it's been a great night. Unless you have something else to say, but I'd like to turn the floor over to you for your closing remark.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, for the wonderful job that you have tonight and previously as well. I want to also say thanks to all those who made it on this conference here tonight. All of your views were all very much appreciated and accepted. As a leader, I believe there have to be opposing view. Everything can just be, oh yeah, Chief, you're doing good. Chief, you're doing good. Chief, you're doing good. You are bound to fail. So with opposing view like this, it can make you to stop and think twice and listen to these suggestions. So all of your comments and suggestions, I say thank you very much for your point that you made here tonight. Before we leave this conference, we talk on a lot of issues here tonight. I know we talk about dual citizenship issues, which of course we have our dual citizenship conference is coming up in Washington, D.C. on December 7 and December 8, where we are encouraging all Liberians of contrary view to please assemble in D.C. and then we can all meet there and discuss intellectually, and at the end of the day, we will come out with a resolution that will represent the majority of us in the diaspora. So I want to please let you know, this program and this conference will officially be announced. You guys are privy to hear it tonight, but will be officially announced after Tuesday. By Wednesday or Thursday, it will be announced officially. Also, when it comes to going back to Liberia and educating our people, definitely after this conference, when we return to Liberia, like I said, we plan to hold town hall meetings at the University of Liberia. We're going to be on the radio, simple English, regular English. They're going to be there to educate our people. We're going to make sure that the word is out. Even our partner in Europe, they were in Liberia before. They went as far as Ghana, to educate the Liberian about dual citizenship issues. So these are things that will be followed. It may possibly even go to Ghana or Banga while we are in Liberia just to hold town hall meeting outside Monrovia if the town permits us to do so before we address the joint legislature in Liberia. So this issue is very important, and we plan to educate our people on these things. On TRC, definitely, like I said, we have TRC, we have reconciliation, we have different issue, land issue, and those kind of things. Definitely, as we move on, these things will be addressed on the union level, on the national level as we move on. But we're going to be able to tackle some of the things at certain point. We can't carry everything at one time, then we may not get our desired result. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of you and the moderator. You did a great job. For all those that came on with their support and their questions, again, I say thank you. And I'm open to all of your comments. If in the future you need me to come back on any issue pertaining to the union or national issue, but you think the union can address for you, we are more than open. Our brothers across the river in Canada, we're going to reach out to you. I will get all your contact information from the moderator. We'll reach out to you, and we're going to make it happen. Like, you're going to be here in D.C. in December, and then thereafter we see how we can also come over there to continue to network with you and make this an all-inclusive effort. Again, thank you all very much for having me tonight.
Well, folks, you just heard it from the president of ULAA, President Gaye Sleh. I hope I'm saying this name right, at least for once. So on behalf of myself and the hard-working team of the Liberian Diaspora Forum, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking up your time to come on tonight. I want to particularly thank the president for taking time off of his busy schedule to speak with us tonight. He couldn't have said it better. We will more than definitely come back to you if and when we need to. So with that said, this tonight's show is officially over, and here goes the Liberian National Anthem, as we always do.